Hello, investors. Welcome to the channel where I use technical analysis to find possible swing trades. Before I get started, I'd like to make it clear I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I say is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes. Technical indicators like these are not accurate 100% of the time because the fundamentals of a company and macroeconomic factors can drive share price changes differently than what we'd expect based on technical indicators. My goal here is simply to bring these companies to your attention so you can decide for yourself whether or not they're good investments for you. So please, if you plan on investing, do your own due diligence before purchasing shares in any company or consult with a financial advisor. That said, today we're looking at NVIDIA, which I feel obligated to look at simply because of the massive rise last week. It's greater than 25% in just a couple of days. I believe it was almost 30%. And I'll say right up front that NVIDIA is a good company, but it also seems like this huge jump in share price might present a good shorting opportunity. Now, taking a look at the annual chart, you can see NVIDIA had a nice gradual rise for the first part of the year so far, and then after earnings had this massive gap up, which could present an opportunity. The RSI, as you might guess, shows it is well overbought. Both stochastics are overbought. There's been a huge spike in buying pressure lately. It's certainly too soon to tell whether it's declining or not. I mean, you get this giant green candle and then you get another slightly larger than usual green candle. I imagine that sort of buying pressure can't be sustained indefinitely, so it's not surprising, but I wouldn't necessarily go all in and say, yeah, volume is showing it's in noticeable decline yet. And the MACD is well above where it's been anytime in the last 12 months. It looks like it's going off this chart here. So the real question is whether or not NVIDIA is worth the current valuation. And if we switch over here to the fundamentals, just again, this is a 10,000-foot view, very, very brief overview of fundamentals. This is not a deep dive by any stretch, but it can give you a good idea, a good starting point, I should say, on where to look if you were trying to ferret out weak spots. And as we can see, it has average debt for the semiconductor industry. I'm going to skip over valuation for a moment. As I said before, it's a good company. Profitability is outstanding, 92%, and operating margin beats out 94% of their peers. Management effectiveness, again, outstanding, beating out 89% on their return on equity. The growth rate is below average, but given the fact that NVIDIA is a large cap and possibly considered a mega cap or soon to be a mega cap, I think we can say the growth rate is probably going to be less, just given the vast scale of the company. The bigger you get, the harder it is to grow. And the dividend, pathetic, but you don't buy NVIDIA for the dividend payout. Now, the one real negative part here is, of course, the valuation. The PE ratio is highest in semiconductors, beats out 100% of other companies. And these numbers are just astronomical here. 202.4 PE ratio is just absurd. I have seen several evaluations of this company over the last few days because, of course, it's been talked about over and over again. And one evaluation, the data showed that NVIDIA would need to grow 36% per year for 10 years in order to justify the current valuation. And in another, it showed the cash flow would have to be put back to the investor for the next 28 years to justify the current valuation. So this is extremely overvalued unless they can grow at 36% a year for the next 10 years. Is it possible? Sure, anything's possible. but it does seem like the cart has gotten a bit ahead of the horse here, and NVIDIA could be set for a pullback, which could present a nice shorting opportunity. Now, I don't know if I would be jumping on board the NVIDIA short train just yet, because as the saying goes, the market can remain irrational far longer than I can remain solvent. So this is just too out there for me to get involved with, but perhaps you are willing to take this sort of risk and short NVIDIA here, or perhaps do some bear call spreads, whatever your flavor is. Regardless, I'd be really interested to know how you plan to play with NVIDIA in the coming weeks and months. Please leave that in the comments below. And if you got something out of this, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to help out the channel. If you like these brief overviews of companies that might be good swing trades, please leave a comment. It really jostles the YouTube algorithm and helps the channel. And of course, if you would prefer to tell me how stupid I am or what I got wrong, you can leave those comments too. It all helps. Or if you'd like me to take a look at a particular company using these indicators, please mention that in the comments and I'll get to it as soon as I can. That's all for today. Thanks for watching and good luck with all your investments.